Yo, what's up? It's London. I moved out when I was about 18. I've been in my first apartment now for a little over a year. I know a couple people who are looking forward to moving out pretty soon, so I wanted to make a little video just to break it down to them on how I got my first apartment and the steps I took to be where I am today. Before I go any further into this video, one of the biggest tips I can give you, pause, is to know yourself. Know yourself before you move out. Know your finances. Know how you spend your money. Know what kind of person you are. And if you have the financial responsibility to keep up with your rent, bills, etc. And if you can keep up with those little small things, you'll be just fine. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, well, since there's no exact number and it varies state to state, I'm going to use a list of national averages to give you the best estimated number that you should have at least saved up to before you move out your first apartment. Since there's no exact number that you need to save, since prices vary from state to state, apartment to apartment, depending on what kind of apartment you want, it's going to be a little more. Depending on where you're living, it could be a little less. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a solid number I think you guys should aim for before trying to get that first spot. Let's break it down. All right, now it's pretty obvious. One of your main expenses is going to be rent. Currently in the US, one bedroom apartments are averaging about $1,700 a month. And to move in, you are going to need those first 2 months up front. That's already bringing your total to $3,400. So $3,400 is what you need so far. After you have that $3,400, you also want to consider additional fees your apartment complex could be charging. You want to think about parking fees, pet fees, amenity fees, as well as that security deposit that in most states is refundable. With all of those estimated, that's bringing your total to about $4,700. Now, keep in mind, all of these are national averages. It could vary. You could be having to pay less. You could be having to pay more. These all honestly are just the yearly averages as of today. Okay, now you saved up for your $4,600. London, what's the next step? Well, I'm sorry to say you're probably gonna have to do a little more saving, nothing too crazy. If you can get to the 4,600, you could probably go ahead and get another 2,000. It might take you a little bit longer, but this is what will best set you up for success when getting your first apartment. When you move into your first apartment, you're not gonna want to sleep on some dirty carpet. You're gonna want to have some food, plates, etc. So honestly, that 4,700 is not going to be enough for what you need. So I would honestly say go ahead and go up another 1,000 or two, make that about, let's just say 7,000. So 7,000 is probably going to be a safe amount of cash that you'll be able to just take and move in. Now, I'd say personally, I would probably try to hold that as an emergency fund. Unless you're the type of person, when you move into your first apartment, you don't want to sleep on the ground. You want to kind of have everything set up for yourself. If you want to hire movers, if you have furniture, don't have furniture, honestly, I would go ahead and get that extra bit of cash on top of the initial savings just to be safe. Money is not going to be the only thing you guys are going to need for that first apartment. You're also going to need some line of credit.
But London, I'm only 18. I have no credit history.
Well, in this case, if your credit just simply isn't high enough, or if you don't have credit at all, you can just go ahead and get a cosigner, which is pretty much a guardian, parent, or anyone that you trust that can go ahead and sign off for you, pretty much agreeing that they're willing to back you in case you fall behind on rent. And honestly, that's pretty much it. After you have that saved up amount of 4,700 and you have some source of credit, that's pretty much all you need to get your first apartment. Small tips for y'all out there though. If you're gonna get your first apartment, please budget. All right. So after you get your apartment, after you see what the bills are looking like, after you know like how much you're making and stuff, you want to take it to a spreadsheet. Try to look on YouTube, look on Safari, Google, whatever you like to use. Just try to find a spreadsheet, plug all your numbers in, and you want to really look at how much you're bringing in a month, how much you're spending a month, whether your spending is going towards grocery, foods, rent. See how much you're spending in each category, and it'll really open your eyes. It kind of help you manage your money a little bit better.